Chapter 46. I have muscles too, okay. You're a frequent visitor of the New Moon brothel. We need you to investigate the situation there since you are familiar with it. Get in the carriage first. Chen Ming brought Songshi to the door. There was already a carriage waiting there. The two of them sat on it. Your guards will go with you later. You can take care of each other. What do you want to investigate? Songshi asked calmly. Go and check how many new and familiar faces there are inside. Take this jade and hang it on your waist. Chen Ming handed a piece of jade to Songshi. Just as Songshi felt like he was a spy, Big Smart, who was feeling an impending headache, walked over and said, Young master, women are really too difficult to deal with. Ignore them then. Come up. Let's go to the New Moon brothel to have fun. Why am I going to the New Moon brothel again? I don't have any experience dealing with women. Big Smart said bitterly. You will be more experienced after a few more interactions. Songshi smiled heavily and waved the jade. He said to Chen Ming, since this is a quest, if I do it well, there should be a reward, right? Naturally. Chen Ming smiled and looked at Big Smart. Brother, are you interested in joining our Demon Slayers Division too? Songshi did not speak. Big Smart was already at the Connate realm. His abilities were enough to catch the interest of the Demon Slayers Division. If this guy ran away with the Demon Slayers Division, he wouldn't hold it against him. I'm not interested. I, old Liu, will follow the young master. Big Smart shook his head. He was a very persistent person. If he could keep his chastity for 30 years, he would continue to work hard, to repay Songshi for his entire life for helping him break through to the Connate realm. What a pity, there's no future in being a guard. It can't compare to being a commander of my Demon Slayers division. Not only that, you don't have freedom as a guard. Chen Ming felt regretful. Let's go to the New Moon brothel, Songshi said impatiently. There's no hurry. I haven't finished talking about the matter. Besides, you guys will go alone this time. It's not suitable for me to show my face. Chen Ming shook his head. We will monitor you in the dark. Be careful. Not only are the Heavenly Fiend cult's demons invited, but there are also many people from all walks of life. Songshi was puzzled. What are they all doing here? Some want to cause trouble, while others want to fish in troubled waters. Fishing in troubled waters is a Chinese idiom that describes seizing an opportunity in the midst of chaos. In short, most of them want to obtain benefits in these troubled times. So my quest is to just go in and take a look. Is there a time limit and a specific goal? There's no time limit, but you have to find out how many unfamiliar faces there are. The method is very simple. Walk around thoroughly inside and the photographic jade will record it. Chen Ming pointed at the jade pendants given to Songshi. Songshi clicked his tongue in wonder. So there were cameras in this cultivation world. That's all. Just relax and shop. They don't know that you're from the Demon Slayers division and will only treat you as a profligate, son. Chen Ming chuckled and left without another word. Let's go. Songshi sat cross-legged on the carriage and began to cultivate. Okay. Big Smart drove obediently. He did not become arrogant because it had reached the Connate realm. Even though he was arrogant before, his arrogance was already destroyed by Songshi's slap. After experiencing the benefits of cultivation, Songshi became a master of time management. Not only did he make the best use of his time to cultivate, but he also multitasked. He pushed his breath control technique to the great mastery stage in one go, and his aura became even more concealed. In his cultivation state, time passed very quickly. Young master, we're here. Big Smart parked the carriage steadily in front of the New Moon brothel and reminded him softly. He admired his young master even more now, because he seemed to have become very diligent. Yeah. Songshi opened his eyes. He did not have much of a powerful aura on him and looked just like an ordinary profligate son. Cultivating a few kung fu skills at the same time is refreshing and efficient. He thought with satisfaction, as he got out of the car and swaggered towards the door with his hands behind his back. "You don't have to follow me. In case you attract attention, I'll scout the way first." Songshi walked lazily. As the sun was setting, the New Moon brothel became more lively. It seemed that New Moon brothel did not close down from the plague, or the goo worms wreaking havoc in the city. He couldn't help but sigh. Behind the red lacquered gates, wine is left to sour, meat to rot. Outside the gates lie the bones of the frozen and the starved. 1. Those with money and power could still indulge in pleasures and lead a drunken life. But the peasants had to face plagues and goo worms, with their lives on the line. What a chaotic world. 7th young master Song. The maidservant who welcomed the guests was surprised. She heard that the Song family had almost been wiped out overnight. How could this person still be in the mood to come here? What? You don't welcome him? Songshi came back to his senses. His gaze passed through the maid and landed on the insides of the New Moon brothel. All the customers in there were faces he was unfamiliar with, which was rare in the past. No. How could I dare to think that way? It's just that the situation in the tower these 2 days is a little special. It's better if young master doesn't go in. The maid was in a difficult position and said softly, "The guests these 2 days are all extraordinary people. It won't be good if they hurt the young master. All the more reason for me to go in and broaden my horizons." Songshi chuckled and strode in. Immediately, many people sized him up with their piercing gazes. But after realizing that he was a weak young master, their gazes instantly dissipated. These guys' eyes are too invasive. Songshi, whose spiritual strength was far stronger than all of them, felt full malice directed at him. Then, this malice turned into disdain and indifference, as they seemed to look down on him completely. Songshi was overjoyed. His gaze inadvertently swept across the hall. There were more than 20 people sitting at 7 or 8 tables. Some were alone while some were in groups. There were only 2 people that concerned him. He instinctively sensed danger around them. One of them was sitting by the window. He wore a green scarf on his head and was dressed in white. His face was feminine and handsome, and his peach blossom eyes were half smiling. It was enough to make women all fall for him. He had greasy hair and a pink face, and was drinking from a jade cup. The other person was sitting in the middle of the hall. His style was completely different. He looked fiendish, with big eyes and a bare chest. His skin was bronze, and his muscles were large and chunky throughout his body. This person had a stocky build, and his height was comparable to an ordinary person. His aura was domineering and fierce, and he looked especially strong. He was like a black bear who could probably scare the children next door to tears. When he saw Songshi, the latter placed a big bowl of wine on the table with a bang and said disdainfully, "HMPH, another pretty boy. Tongku, I'm already sitting far from you, and you're still F*king mocking me." The feminine-looking young man by the window glanced over coldly. He was obviously at odds with this burly man. "I'm not talking about you, Feng Yuxiao. Don't make baseless assumptions." Tongku sneered. "Today, I'm here to sleep with the beauty of the Moon Palace, Liu Ruxu. Why are you sitting here, pretty boy? Go play with a man instead. This kid suits you very well." Fuck. Songshi's face darkened when he heard this. He was a straight man, so he was unhappy when he heard this. "You're the pretty boy. Your entire family consists of pretty boys. I have muscles too, okay? You're courting death." A cold light flashed in Feng Yuxiao's peach blossom eyes, and a circle of cold air appeared, causing the temperature in the room to drop. "Pretty boy, how many punches can you withstand?" Tongku grinned, and a circle of yellow light appeared. The air nearby suddenly became heavy as tensions deepened. "Aya, please calm down, my two esteemed guests. We don't have the capacity to withstand the battle between the 2 disciples of the Frost Jade Cave and the Vedra sect." Mei Niang hurriedly came out to mediate the fight, afraid that the fight would destroy the building. Tongku grinned, revealing his yellow teeth. "All right, If you don't want us to battle, let Liu Ruxu come out and serve me.